Hello, students. Today we will begin the second poem from the Beehive. The name of the poem is Wind. It's written by Subramanya Bharati. He was basically a Tamil poet, and later on, this poem was translated by A.K. Ramanujam into English. So, actually, what we have here is a translation of a Tamil poem. So, it doesn't much rhyme also. The name of the poem Wind, as we can understand, that wind can be very fragile, pleasant, soft, delicate, and wind can be very destructive, harsh, etc. Wind is a natural thing. It brings destruction also through cyclones, and there are lots of different types of wind, breeze, gale, etc. Those are very pleasant ones. Now, here in this poem, there is focus on multiple levels, and the outlook of the poem, we have to take outlook of the poem in a very broad sense. The word itself says wind, but it has a very broad outlook. And the poet, I'll just tell you something about the poem. The poet just says that wind is very destructive. Uh, it is linked with weak people who break down when they face lots of challenges in their life, and strong people fight against those challenges and they come out of that hard time. So there are lots of hidden meaning also in this poem that we'll go through. Uh, the poem sends us a message that we should be mentally strong. We should survive the fight, the problems of our life. Weak persons break down, uh, like weak buildings, they crumble down. So we should be strong to face all these things that the poet wants to say, and we should be at the end. The poet says that if we cannot fight against it, then we should be friend with the wind and make it our own strength. So when a weak person faces challenges, he breaks down and false. So this is what the poet wants to make us aware of, that we should be strong and fight against the situations, the challenges, the problems in our life. So we'll begin the poem from the very first line. Wind come softly. The poet's in this half of the poem, the poet is addressing to the wind. Is actually talking to the wind. So he says, "Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the window." He says that please come softly. Don't break the shutters of the window. If the wind is too harsh and the windows are open, they just keep on banging around, and the shutters of the window may break. Don't scatter the papers. And if the wind comes into your room, and if the papers are lying around, the books are lying around, they will just fly away and they will scatter around. So don't scatter the paper. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. And if the wind is very very harsh, the books lying on your shelf will also fall down. So he says that don't uh, don't throw down the books on the shelf. You completed the first four lines. Next, there, look what you did. Now the wind has actually done all these things. So now the poet is telling to the wind, "Did look what you have done. There, look what you did. You threw them all down." He has thrown all the books down. Because the wind was very harsh. So the papers are scattered. The books are fallen down. So the poet is getting angry and is saying that look what you've done now, and threw them all down. You tore the pages of the book. The books were open, and the wind was so severe that the pages have actually torn out of the books. So it's getting angry now. You brought rain again, and many times we have seen that first the wind blows, and then if it is a monsoon season, it also rains. So he says, see that you have added some more problem to the entire situation. Now you have brought even the rain. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Now, a good line. He says that you are very clever. He's talking to the vendor. You are very clever poking fun. Poking fun means making fun at weaklings. Weaklings means weak people. So that is the rule of the nature. That's the rule that those people, those who are weak, get harassed. So now he's telling that, see, you are making fun of the weak people. Frail. Next word is frail. Frail means weak. Crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters. Rafters means those supports which are used in a roof to support the roof. Rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, and at the end it says crumbling hearts. So he's telling, see what you've done all this. Crumbling means breaking down. So he gives the example of all these things and he says, see what now you have done. Crumbling bodies, crumbling lives means we can even say through this that the problems in the life that occur, just like these things break down, the person breaks down from his inner side. The person breaks down, he feels very unhappy, he feels that he doesn't have any power to overcome those problems, those challenges, he cannot fight against those challenges. So this is what he says, that crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god. Now the next line is, the wind god winnows and crushes them all. Winnowing is a process that through which in villages people separate the grains from the husk or from the particles of the hay or the grass which are left in the grains. They just take the entire thing and they just stand on a little bit of a stand, or they use a type of a stool, and on that they stand, and when the wind is blowing they just put those grains down slowly, so those haze and the grass flies away because it is light and the grain fall down. So that is a old method of clearing of the grains. So the wind god, now here he says wind god winnows and crushes them all. So the wind is so powerful that when the weak people way break down and fall, but the when the winnowing takes place means those who are weak fall down, get crushed of what, and of just like wheat and people, god separates weak people from the strong. When the people face challenges, at that time the strong people come out of those challenges, those problems. So god gives you hard times just as the wind is giving the hard time, and that is the way to separate the weak people from the stronger ones. Now, here from this line, we can say that now the poet is talking to the reader, to the person who is reading. So he says from this line, he won't do what you tell him. He means wind, that you wind won't understand. It's going to create problem. So whatever you're going to tell, it's not going to do all those things. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong houses. So that is but natural that the wind is going to blow and it is going to crush, crumble everything, break down everything. So what can we do? We have to come out of some solution out of it. So here he says that now we cannot stop wind, obviously. We cannot stop these challenges in our life, the problems in our life, they are going to come. So what have we to do? We have to make ourselves strong so that we may overcome those problems. So here now the poet says that we don't have any choice. So what we should do, that we should be strong so that we may fight against it. So here, if all these things are breaking down, crumbling, crushing, flying, falling apart, what can we do? Wind won't understand. So what we need to do? We need to do is, so come, let's build strong homes. If the house is going to break down through the wind, we cannot stop the wind. We cannot say that you should not do this. So the wind is going to do its job. We need to build a strong home so that the wind may not cause any more destruction. So come, let's build a strong home. Let's join the doors firmly. If the doors are weak, they will fall apart through the wind. So what you need to do now, you need to joint the doors very very firmly, so that however hard the wind is, however severe or furious the wind is, it may not break the doors of your house. So let's join the doors firmly. Practice to form the body, and you should have a practice of making yourself firm, means very strong, firm body also. Make the heart steady fast, and not only body but the heart has also to be steady fast, means very strong, which can bear all the problems and fight against it. So make the heart steady fast. Do this. So now he has a solution. See, the poet says, do this and the wind will be friend with us. So now the wind, if you do all these things, make the house strong, make the body, make the heart strong, the wind won't create any problem to you. The wind doesn't have the capacity to make you fall down. The wind doesn't have the capacity to put you down. So here he says that wind is going to do its job. It's better that we should build something strong in ourselves, so that those, means here even the poet says that those challenges, they may be very very big in our life, but if we are strong from the inner side, they won't break us down. So do this and the wind will be, so if you do this, you will feel the wind is as if the wind is your friend, because it is now no more going to give you any trouble. So will be friend with us. The wind blows out weak fires, and that is a very natural phenomena. You might be knowing that if there is a small fire and there is a wind, obviously it's going to blow out. So here it is said, the wind blows out weak fires. You just blow it out and the fire is gone, it extinguishes. But he makes strong fires roar. Roar is the roaring of the lion, just like a lion. So here it is addressed in a different meaning. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. But as the wind can extinguish the fire, in the same way, the wind can increase the fire also. If there is a big, huge fire, and if there is a wind, that huge fire is going to be very, very huge. So as it gets more of the wind, it is going to spread throughout. This is what happens in the forest fires, and it is very very hard, very very difficult. Recently you might have heard in the news that there was a very huge fire. So those fires, why do they take place and why do they become so enormous? Because there is a lots of wind in the open fields, in the open forest, in the hilly region. So those winds keep on blowing, and the fire, a little bit of fire increases, and it takes a very very large area. It covers a very large area, and it just destroys everything that's in our way. So small fire is there and there is a wind, it will extinguish. But it is, if it is a big fire, then it is going to spread. So he makes strong fires roar. If there is strong fire and the wind comes, then it is going to roar and flourish. Flourish means develop more and more. His friendship is good. Now at the end he says that the friendship of the wind is also good. We praise him every day. And now the poet says that we praise the wind every day. Now here the poet says, make friend with the wind. Problems comes, be ready. We will be ready to fight the challenges. We should be physically and mentally strong, so that the challenges may come, but a stronger person is going to fight in a better way against him and is going to win. So this is the hidden meaning and both the meanings inside the poem that we have done. It is a very beautiful poem, and we are going to discuss the question answers of it in the next part, because the previous chapter about Bismillah Khan's question answers are also to be discussed. So question answers of the Bismillah Khan and question answer of the wind will be discussed in a single lecture. Okay, thank you. Read the poem and try to understand its meaning. Find out the question answers. I have told you previously also, you keep on writing. I am going to discuss, but if you understand, you get the answers, you are free to write in your fair book. Until we meet again, stay at home, stay safe. Thank you very much.